So a couple things before we really get started today. I know some people have commented they have had issues with the mod. They've had bugs, they've had quests not trigger properly. There is a new update for the mod. There is a new patch for the mod. There is an optional file that patches the mod from
You have failed.
0.07 from version 1.07 to version 1.09. I was previously on version 1.08 and I uninstalled that patch and installed the 1.07 to 1.09 because I figured that's the best way to do it. I figured that's the right way to do it. I was confused that it was only, you know, an update that skips the previous update. So maybe the mod author would benefit from updating the main file itself to the newest version or something like that.
Traveler. It happened so fast. 1 minute the dragon was there, the next it was gone. Everything was destroyed.
Okay, they're just the Helgen people. Well, you know what? Let me just double check. Although it's a vanilla voice line, so...
No, I was too afraid to look.
Yep, that's what I
I
figured.
don't know what we're going to do now. We have nothing left.
Also, no one else can see the dragon, anyway.
You're too kind. Thank you. Be careful and stay safe.
But yeah, like I said, I'm on the newest version, and my recommendation to anyone with bugs or glitches, update to the latest version. I hope the mod author just releases the main file as the newest version of the mod. I think that would be the easiest way to go about that for new players and to have the more incremental updates for people who were on 1.08 to update to 1.09. As you might have noticed, I am leaving Winterhold. I went to Winterhold, I went to the college, there was nothing, there were maybe 2 NPCs who weren't vanilla, and they had nothing to say. All the vanilla NPCs had nothing to say about the mod at all, they had no new dialogue options at all, so going there was a bust, which leaves us with a couple options. We still have the Argonian book from Sleeprise Tree, that only in Argonian would be able to translate. However, seeing as Sleeprise Tree is dead, it's very likely that the book we have was just about how to find him. It probably doesn't have anything specifically to do with the plague. But we are closest to Windhelm. So, we'll take a trip to Windhelm. Maybe one of the Argonians on the dock will be able to translate, assuming that vanilla NPCs will even be able to translate it and have an option to translate it. But after that, my best bet is Solitude, because Solitude is the seat of power in Skyrim. Maybe there will be people there with the knowledge to help us. So, Windhelm, look for Argonians, Solitude. Now that Winterhold is out of the picture, now that that is no longer a concern, that is our next best bet.
The Nords don't appreciate us, but so what? I don't appreciate them right back.
I would appreciate if you could translate this book.
A little coin always greases the wheels.
That means you better tell me.
Gold solves most problems, doesn't it?
Master recipe added. What? Claw of Revenge. Not Ancestor's Heart. Fire Salts, Void Salts, World Mother's Root. Prolonged Existence. Briarheart, Nightshade, Nature's Slave Juice, World Mother's Root. Against Father, World Mother's Root. World Mother's Root, World Mother's Root. Brother's Corrupt Root. Hist Root, Sap. Nature Defined. Brother's Corrupted Root, Brother's Corrupted Root. Sleep Tree Sap. Void Salts, World Mother's Root. I feel like that doesn't help out that much. For all I know, this is the recipe list. These are the recipes that led to his insanity. For all I know, this is what caused problems. Also, it's not a list of literal ingredients. Like, it wants me to be like, oh, what is, you know, corrupted hist root and all that stuff. And I would have to figure out what those ingredients are.
Empire Company is in your debt.
Well, alright. We got that translated. It didn't really help with finding him. It did not have anything to do with him directly, just kind of with the plague itself.
God's help.
Either way, I am chasing down every possible lead. I am going to take a look around Windhelm real quick in case anyone here is of any help, and then I will move on to Solitude and hope for the best there. Uh-oh. 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 Oh, no. Oh, no. What's going on? Oh, yep, they're here. They're here. Oh. Is it too much to hope that the dragon will show itself? It's probably too much to hope that the dragon's gonna show itself now.
Finished another battle.
Okay, okay, is that it?
Best offense is a good defense.
Oh, who just coughed? Who just coughed?
Thanks again for helping reopen the East Empire Company. Gonna have them import me some of that aged bread and cheese.
Well, here, take this potion.
Okay, okay. You've talked me into it.
Was someone else coughing? Were you coughing?
Yes, Dovahkiin.
No,
How
okay.
can I help you?
Okay. What about that guy that just left? Who was that? Who are you?
Wish I could be happy someday.
Okay. What about you? Who are you? You're a normal person.
I once killed 6 men single-handed.
Okay.
Rescue my brothers in arms from ambush.
Let me check the undead. They're probably not gonna have anything on them. But a man can dream. A man can hope. Nothing. Well, he had a ring. I'll take it. Nothing. Literally nothing. And nothing. Alright. So, an acolyte passed through here. An acolyte absolutely came through here. Let me finish my little look around the city, and then we'll move on.
My favorite drinking buddy. Let's get some mead.
Well, so far, so good. So far, it's quiet. So far, no problems here. Let's hope it stays that way. Maybe someone here in the capital will be able to help us. I really, really hope so, at least.
Stillness, my friend, is the norm for all of Tamriel mourns. The air is thick with a pallid malaise, a blanket from a murder of crows. I hear the golden eagles cry, and the red dragon takes to flight. Each goes their own way, the eve of war on full display. Shades of grey consume the land, banners now ripped and tanned. Brothers are dressed in fearful clothes, woven by a murder of crows. Hushed voices, whispers, fire lights the sky. Constant thunder of drums of war. Armies of men, they heave and sigh. death claims all in this silence. Shades of gray consume the land. Banners now ripped and tanned. Brothers are dressed in fearful clothes, woven by a murder of crows. Brothers are dressed in fearful clothes. This chapter shows that death consumes all.
Hey, that's the mod name. Nice song, Bard. Oh, I can't. Why can't I talk to him? It didn't let me talk to him at all. I can't use. Why can't I talk to him? Is this where I need to be? I can't click this at all. None of it.
Did you know the Dominion had a magical industrialization? Something to think about at this time of scarcity and starvation, is it not?
Is he going to be
We have
important?
to choose a side.
Ever
One
wonder
way
what happens
or
when you shout every word in the dragon language in one go?
You know what? Let me show her the book. I got the book translated, a recipe book, but I don't know what the potions do.
Worth a try anyway. Maybe you can make those potions using his workbench. See what they cook up to?
Okay.
Then, as always, it smells wrong, it goes to your blade, and not your belly. Shall we go?
I don't know if this is going to be a problem. Why can't I talk to him? Damn it. I don't know if it'll fix anything. What if I disable and re-enable? Oh, nope. Where is he? Mr. Bard?
The Great War, the Civil War.
There you are.
Now, the plague?
Thanks.
How many
It's the
trials did
first
the
song
gods have
I
in store
ever
for us
wrote.
still?
I named it A Murder of Crows. Sounds pretty violent, but doesn't induce much violence in its tunes.
It's more grim than violent, if I have to describe it.
That's the sound of our world. All those violence, struggles, building up to that grim aftermath. As the horses trample the fields, leaving only a silent waste under their hooves. The waste where the crows find home at.
Crows?
The crows consume the corpses. They want violence because they feed from it. Without bloodshed and hatred, no one dies, and the crows would have nothing to consume.
The crows consume the dead. What better way to create the plague? Create the dead than a plague?
But when everything is dead, the crows will run out of food in a few months, since they obviously can't eat bones. The crows want to eat. Whoever started the plague wants everything to die, including the crows.
my star pupil. None of the others can hold.
So what made you write this song?
Wrote it as a memoir to my days in Hyrule.
Try not to play favorites, Lady Atea.
Wasn't always a
Does a
bard.
disservice to the whole
Back then,
class.
years ago,
Yes,
I was an
Headmaster.
advisor to a king in Hyrock, the best mage under his command. Those were glorious and violent days.
From a mage advisor to a bard. Seems like a dramatic change of profession.
I can sing, I can write, so why not a bard? A powerful mage makes history, and a bard remembers it. I'm responsible for remembering my own glory and my regrets.
Regrets? You did something that you regretted, didn't you?
Don't we all have our regrets?
Well, you brought it up first. Why did you leave High Rock?
Just had enough of the crows. Skyrim has them too, but at least I don't need to feed them here, unlike in High Rock.
How is your next song?
Was having a drought of ideas. Something in my head has been troubling. But perhaps you can help set my mind at ease.
How do I help you?
Tales tell of a war machine made by a Breton king to commit great slaughter. Where it walks, flesh litters. I need to find it, for it will give me ideas aplenty to write a song.
The war machine is made by a Breton king, and how can I find it in Skyrim?
Its key is in Skyrim. Once we have it, we'll be able to reach it.
You want to find such a dangerous machine? For a song?
Yes, and a song of a love tragedy. It won't be complete so long as it lacks the appropriate antagonist.
Let's say we find it. Is it still running? If so, how do we shut it down?
It isn't like those relic of the Dwemer, no. The war machine appears to be one bound by magic and blood, not at all metallic in nature. Apparently, the war machine was disabled, but it lies still somewhere. Only one person has the key to its location.
So how do we find it?
A woman by the name of Aldhild holds the key to finding it. Once a huntress in High Rock, and the most beautiful Nord woman I've ever seen. She was living by Falkreath last I recall, somewhere near the town. With her family.
Seems there's always more to be done. Glad you decided to check us out.
The divines bring light to my path.
Harbinger,
Okay.
shall we go?
Well, here's why I'm curious. Here's why I'm intrigued. Obviously, he is added by the mod. He was a mage advisor to a king in High Rock. And we know that the mistress is of the family in High Rock. I'm trying to remember the name, not Chile, I'm gonna forget the exact name because it's been a week since I've recorded. The family from High Rock that went against her family that they slaughtered, and the mistress is the last remaining member.
Yes?
I'll eventually remember it. Oop, that man just glitched through the world. She still thinks the Thalmor could be involved. I don't think so, but we will check the Thalmor embassy. We'll check the HQ here. Seeing as you're from Cyrodiil, you must deal with the Thalmor often.
I've never dealt with them myself, and I'm happier this way. Their mere presence reminds me of my motherland's struggles, of the pain and fear my people have to endure, all for the High Archon's greed.
The High Archon? Who is that?
The sorceress who led the Thalmor to overthrow the kings and queens of the Somerset, brutally murdering anyone whose veins flowed the noble blood. She claims no one deserves to rule simply because they're born to the right family, was quick to establish a dictatorship of her own, regardless.
Do the people believe her?
Look around Skyrim. There's a third voice outside the Empire and the Stormcloaks, and it does not bode well for us. The Empire has been made vulnerable in years of conflicts, and the people suffered for it. In turn, they blame the Empire for their pain. The Thalmor used this to attack our country's system, and many people fell for it.
But the Thalmor hate humanity and want its destruction. They should see that. Sounds like you're just blaming other people for your country's problem. How far are you willing to go in order to stop the Thalmor?
As far as need be.
I like you. Even if it means using the Thalmor's methods against the Altmer?
No. We should never succumb to the violence in our hearts, no matter the circumstances. What's the point of defeating the enemy if we become the enemy ourselves?
Well, thank you for telling me this.
Anything for a friend.
Ooh.
Gods gave you 2 hands.
Ooh, for a friend.
Let's bring the fight to the wicked.
Maybe I've got a gift for you.
That's nice of you.
Alright, we gotta do this. A flower. Can I give you another flower?
Oh, thank you for your passion.
Well, that line didn't change. Let's go with red.
It's a thoughtful gift.
Alright, she likes it. That's good. That's good.
We will bring the light to this place.
Oh god, everyone just keeps on coming out of the floor. Do you see this? Like, they just pop out of the ground.
If you must. I'm glad that you can take these books from me. They describe my father's early life. But I'll be glad to answer any question about him. He is my father, after all.
I haven't seen anyone here yet, so I figured I would just talk to her, see if I can get that information. Maybe that'll move something along. I am taking every possible lead I can find right now.
It's so good to see you again.
Okay, she has nothing to say.
Take care of yourself, and always remember, the world is ripe with people looking to spill your blood.
It might be at the point now where I'm locked into needing Acolyte blood in order to unlock the gem. I might be locked in at this point. Also, you just carry a bibliography, a 10-volume bibliography of your father on you at all times?
It's a fine day, is it not?
I thought he was gonna say with me around. I got excited. Oh my god. How long are these going to be? Yeah. No, these are detailed. These are very, very detailed. Livia, this is a lot of information on your father. Is this just so I can impress him with my knowledge of him when I eventually get introduced to him? This way I look good when I meet him? Like, holy hell. I'm just marking all these as red, in case you couldn't tell.
What do you wish of me?
Let's talk about your father, because I don't know where to go.
I respect the man.
I hope you love him, too. What do you know about Amelius' sister? Sesa Pavon.
That's a name that I've only heard from my mother and siblings. It's a taboo in our family. Whenever this name is mentioned in front of my father, his face would be twisted by anger. But, deep beneath, I could see his sadness. The bond between my father and his sister exceeds even that of biological siblings. He has never let go of her memory. It's really sad when you think about it.
I once knew a Sesa. She was very close to me. What, I did? I did? No. Tell me more about her. What was she like?
Kaisia Kataraya Paivon. She's the only biological child of Queen Adelice and her husband, and the second wife of Emperor Titus II. I'm afraid I don't know much about her. She died long before I was born. My mother and siblings told me something about her, however.
What was her personality like?
She was energetic, full of hope and dreams, and considerate, kind, altruistic, a beautiful person, both on the inside and the outside. At least, that's what my family told me. I'm confused how Emperor Titus could divorce such a perfect person.
Maybe she was too good for him.
I did not know. According to the books about my father, it's because he no longer found political interests in their marriage. He married Lord Othovici's daughter not long after he abandoned Caessia, so it is a logical assumption.
How did she die?
She returned to Shornhelm after Emperor Titus divorced her, but the Emperor insisted that their son, Julius, must stay in the capital. The maids, guards, stable boys, they've all been replaced by stranger faces, as those whom she once knew had already perished in Blanchett's war. Without her friends, without her husband, without her son, Caessia lived in loneliness. No one could share her sorrow and grief. She missed her son so much, and she had fallen ill for that. Eventually, she passed away in her lonely chamber.
Can I help you?
But my father has always insisted that it was not illness that claimed her life, but suicide.
Are you enjoying the story, sir?
Sometimes I'm surprised how my father could forgive the Emperor for what was done to his sister. I suppose his hatred towards the Emperor pales against his sense of honor and love for his country.
Good thing the Emperor's dead then, right? Kataraya? I've heard that name before. She's gonna go, yeah. That's the name of the ship that you murdered the Emperor on. Also, the name of Kataraya, the historical figure of the Septim Empire.
It's the name of a Septim Empress, if I remember correctly.
And the name of the ship.
Kataraya is also the name of Emperor Titus II's personal ship. My father named it for him.
And then you murdered him.
The world awaits. I might never forget what you've done with the Emperor, but for what it's worth, at least you can still protect the Empire from his son.
Alright, let's continue the conversation about your dad.
There is no one who is as honorable as he is.
How did your father rise to power?
This path hasn't always been easy for him. If you've read the books about my father, perhaps you may understand his struggles. It is a very long story. Better if you read the books yourself.
Well, I don't want to read the books.
But if you're a bit more specific, I can entertain.
This is just the Get to Know Livia episode because I'm very, very invested in this character. How did your father become champion of Cyrodiil?
He was named Champion of Cyrodiil after he crushed the Aurelius Rebellion. But before that, he had already contributed tremendously to the Empire. The Blanchett Rebellion, Titus II's succession to the Ruby Throne, and of course, there's the Great War. Without him, the Empire would have ended.
What makes the Aurelius Rebellion so special?
It was the greatest civil war the Empire had ever suffered in the Fourth Era. To make it worse, it happened right after the Great War ended. The Empire was barely recovering, and that dog, the deposed High Chancellor Aurelius, seized the moment when the Empire needed aid the most. First, he summoned his private army. Then, he employed the Red Guard mercenaries from Hammerfell. He even persuaded a large number of peasants to join his cause, claiming the Emperor tyrannic, for he increased the taxes for the Empire's rebuild. The Nibonese counts and countesses, already dissatisfied with the Mede dynasty, quickly joined Aurelius. As time passed, his forces grew larger. The Imperial Legion was outnumbered by the rebellion. The war would have been a certain loss for the crown, under the odds. But my father, somehow, his brilliant strategies turned the tides. Victories over victories, the Salvian name became an inspiration to the Legion. In the end, that cowardly traitor Aurelius and his conspirators were forced to hide inside Cheydinhall's castle, awaiting justice to come. Amulius Salvian became a literal champion of Cyrodiil by winning an impossible war. It was only a matter of days until he officially got the title.
How did your father become High Chancellor then?
At the time, my father became Champion of Cyrodiil. The seat of High Chancellor belonged to Lord Othovici, whose family presides Coral. Due to some personal feuds, Emperor Titus didn't choose my father to be High Chancellor when Aurelius was deposed. Instead, he chose Lord Vici. But by the time their friendship was repaired, the Emperor was already married to Lord Vici's daughter. Replacing Lord Vici wouldn't make sense. Nonetheless, a few years later, Lord Vici died of old age, and naturally, my father became the only logical successor to the seat of High Chancellor.
Sometimes I think you're too naive about politics. No. She knows better than I do.
Mm-hmm.
She knows much better than I do. Are you just enjoying the history lesson here?
Glory to our motherland.
Amen.
I respect the man.
We'll continue the conversation later. We got through some of it.
Let's move on then.
We'll continue the conversation another time. But I talked to everyone here, and there was nothing. I think the Bard is really our only lead right now.
Seville Stentor has a grasp of magical theory that I would never have expected from a human, even a Breton.
Keep working at it.
No doubt most folk... Working for Erica...
Oh no, please get away from me. I've heard it all.
I find your
It's too much. It's too much.
Finds Erica's company enjoyable, huh?
Right? No one does. So unless I can track down the Plaguebringer dragon, my only bet is helping out the Breton mage. Or waiting until maybe I do get more of the sap to tell me where the Acolyte is, because it still hasn't popped up. Another Acolyte location has not popped up. So we're gonna go with this for right now. This is gonna be my best bet for right now, because I'm starting to run out of leads. We can also head to the Alchemist's shack, to Sleeprise Tree's shack, to see if we can do anything with the potions. So let's do those two things. We're going to help out the Breton. Where is it marking it? It's marking Audield over there. Oh no, wait, is Audield gonna live right next to the old man and his family? God damn it. So we have Audield over there, and we have the Alchemist shack over here. Let's go to the shack first. Okay, I can make the third potion on his list. Yet Ebern Tad added. Let me look. One at the master recipe book, and two at the potion itself. So this is against father. Yeah, nature defined, against father, prolonged resistance, and claw of revenge. Wait, let me see something, because I caught a quick glimpse of some of the stuff I took from my inventory to make that. World Mother's Root, World Mother's Root, World Mother's Root, Brother's Corrupted Root, and Hist Root Cap. I saw it take one Crimson Nern Root out of my inventory when that happened. I didn't get to catch the others, unfortunately. But I can always check that in the footage. Oh. Okay, so it's just potions. It's not anything specific to the plague then, necessarily, no. Resist 100% of fire damage for 10 seconds. Resist 100% of frost damage for 10 seconds. Resist 100% shock damage for 10 seconds. Resist magicka 100% for 10 seconds. Damn. I have the Acolyte's blood. I don't need their blood. I need the other thing. I need the miscellaneous item. Well, here's the thing. I still have the potion for the plague, which has, you know, unlisted effects from these. So for all I know, this has unlisted effects as well. Let's find out. No, it doesn't seem so. It seems to just be the... Yeah, just the listed effects, I guess. Wait. Yep, just the listed effects. Okay. In that case, gonna load that save, because I do want to hold on to that potion for combat sections. Well, in that case, let's head off to Falkreath. Let's see if we can find this Nord helping the bard with the mysterious past. Let's be real, that sounds like it's going somewhere. You don't introduce something like that into the mod unless it leads to something important, right? I hope not, at least. Guess we'll find out.